Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl here, Monica. If you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe. Give your girl a thumbs up on this video if you like it, and if you're a returning subscriber and a follower, thank you so much for coming back. That shows that you love your girl here, and thank you so much once more. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the lessons that I have learned while staying in Australia for almost 5 years. So this year, December 2023, I'll be 5 years exactly since I landed in Australia, and I have learned a ton of lessons, right? So definitely I may not talk about everything. There are lessons that probably I'll forget. I have written some down and I'm going to discuss this with you. So a disclaimer, some of these lessons, if I say they might be something that I have seen myself, it's out of my experience, and it doesn't mean that that is what happens in Australia. So don't come to me if I say anything that offends you or that touches you. This is out of my own experience and out of my own observation while staying in Australia for those years. Okay, so my first thing that I have learned while staying in Australia is not to compare my life with any other person, not to compare my life with other people. Comparison has been something that I have learned time and again that it does not really help me, unless I'm comparing myself to be motivated. But then most of the time when you compare yourself with other people, you tend to get demotivated, you tend to get depressed. You find yourself, for example, if this is a very minor example. So for example, a friend of mine buys a new car, right? And I've been riding or driving my old Hyundai car from the ages since I came here, and I see that, wow, that friend of mine is driving the new Mercedes-Benz or BMW or whatever that I would also like. And I feel that, okay, now that you bought it, I think I also need it. And I will end up, maybe I don't have the cash to buy that car at that point, at that moment. And again, there are priorities that I might have set for myself. So I might end up going ahead to take loans to buy that car so that I feel the same way that you are feeling, not remembering that I do not know where my friend got the money to buy the car. Maybe they took it out of loan, maybe they had cash, maybe they planned for it. So that's one of the lessons that I have really learned. And actually, even my husband has been speaking to me about it a lot of times, that look, we've got our priorities. We can never ever compare ourselves to other people because we do not know their journey. So our journeys are different from everyone else. Your journey is different from my journey, and therefore whatever you decide to do, I have learned that you should do it because you want it, you have planned for it, it's something you've desired, and it's not because of peer pressure. And then something else that we have observed is that sometimes you might compare yourself with others. For example, in Australia, you might be, some people come here on student visas, some people come here on permanent resident visas, some people come in Australia with all kind of visas, right? Therefore, your struggles are always different. For example, if you're a student, you're paying millions of dollars, millions of thousands, millions of Kenyan shillings, or thousands of dollars to pay for your school fees as an international student in Australia. The second thing I have learned while staying in Australia is living within my means. Live within your means, always. This comes back to don't compare yourself with others. These 2 points are correlated, because if you're living within your means, you will not be troubled by how other people are living. Therefore, you will live with what you have. Because remember, again, our journeys are different. Someone might be ahead of you. The second point, living within my means. Look, this is something that I have learned over time. It's not something that I learned immediately. So of course, again, I think it comes with age. The more you grow, the more you realize that you have to live within your means, because as time goes, you get family, you get other people who are looking up to you, and therefore it means that you have to be responsible for your money. You have to be responsible for your time, because we don't have all the time in the world. Therefore, you have to live within the means of the money you have, the finances you have, the resources you have. And as I've said, it has just come with time, and it doesn't mean that I have all my issues together when it comes to living within my means. As humans, we tend to still lag behind, or maybe go a step behind from maybe what you make a step ahead sometimes, and you find yourself you've gone back. But it is something that I have intentionally told myself that I have to stick to living within my means. I do not want to get pressured to buy things I don't afford, to go on holidays I don't afford. Every holiday we've planned, and we've said this with my husband, that every time we want to go for holiday, it means we can afford it, and or we have sacrificed a little bit to go for it. And anyway, who wouldn't want to go for holidays? Who wouldn't want to go for Hollywood, go to Disney? We have a little girl. She would love to go out to Disneyland and all these kind of high-end places. However, whatever we have cannot allow us to go those miles just yet. We are still young. Therefore, we want to live according to where we are at the moment, and we do not want to compete with anyone. We decided competing is not our thing. Otherwise, you compete, you get yourself stressed, because you cannot be like everyone else. Someone else is being funded by whoever. Someone maybe is being funded, and yourself, you would want to compete with that person. They are being funded, and you don't have someone to fund you. You only, because here we are working, we all work, and we have different priorities. My priority might be to get a house. Someone else's priority might be to go on a holiday. Therefore, if I get a house and I'm struggling to save for my mortgage, and I can see someone else going for a holiday, I might feel like, oh, why don't I go for that holiday, and then maybe we'll get a house later. And guess what? Time does not wait for anyone. So yeah, that's just something that has really worked for us. And although we are still work in progress, we are learning each day that we have to work and live within our means. The next thing is save as much as possible and invest when we still have the energy. So this is something that not everyone it's not everyone who thinks about the future, and this one I have come to learn since I came to Australia. See, back in Kenya, because I'm from Kenya, if you're wherever you are, let me know if this applies to your country. In my country, I remember when let me give you an example. When I was coming to Australia, my grandmother, my grandfather, my parents, they keep telling me, and they still tell me even today, make sure you invest your money, buy a piece of land here in Kenya, and of course we've done that. And they say, buy a piece of land here, buy a piece of land there, build some rental properties that they'll be giving you money every month, and and they tell you, you're not building this for today, but we are looking at a tomorrow that, well, tomorrow is not certain, but that tomorrow, if it comes, and for example you lose your job, or they keep telling me you're in a foreign country, so invest now, get something now for you and for your children and for your husband, and then if something happens, God forbid, you have something. That's what they keep telling us. But then since I came to Australia, that is not a very Western culture. let me know if I'm wrong. That's what I've realized, because I've realized here people live for today. You only live once, so you go for holidays today, and you don't have nothing for tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and which is very true, and it is very correct, and it is in order. But I found that people here, not everyone, the few people I've interacted with, they will leave nothing for their kids, like their kids and their kids. So therefore here everyone works for themselves. Everyone works for themselves, and so it's everyone for themselves and God for us all. But then from where I come from, that is not the case. Let me know if anyone has anyone has observed anything different, maybe from America, US, UK, whatever. Let me know if you observed anything different from what I have observed. Now, the other point I have, what I have learned is not to stay in one job for too long. It is important to explore so that you learn new skills. This is very true. So see, I have just imagined that if I stay in one job for 20 years, and which is not wrong, it is good to be loyal and work for a company, give them good service if they're giving you good services. But then I thought about what about if I stay in one job for too long? Am I learning anything new? Am I getting my brain is not given any new challenges, and for human beings we need new challenges all the time. Therefore, if I stay in one job for 10 years and there's no time that is long or short for me, I decide how long is long for me. Then for you have to decide how long it is long for you. Therefore, for me, I think at least 5 years. I've been 5 and above years, let's say 5 to 10 years. If I stay more than 10 years in one company, to be honest, I need to move on. I need to move on and find something new. And that employer, they just want me to stay there to give them services, to work for them. And you're getting nothing new, to be honest. Your brain is not even challenged. Therefore, move on, get something new to do. Start your own company. I'm so happy for people who start their companies. Yeah, go get new challenges. That's what I have realized. You will realize that when you move on, when you explore something new, you do even better. You when you face your fears, you do even better, other than just staying in that one job. And then people come, leave you. People come, they leave you. And then the boss, and then the worst thing is this: you get sick, you die. They replace you like, yeah. So that's just me. Let me know what you think. The other thing is go to school when you can, and try to learn what will help you. This is what I've realized. This is for the young people. Yeah, I think young people. Young is relative, so I don't know. So young could be anything to you. Whatever is young to me may not be whatever is young to you. So I would say when you're young, try and go to school. That's what I've learned. Try and get something that will help you. For example, I've just realized that recently that for example, here in Australia, they are looking for people like engineers, cybersecurity people in the field of cybersecurity, IT, nurses. Therefore, I think, and I've observed that if you go in those fields that are marketable, the fields that will, for example, we might not need let's say for example a nurse. We will need a nurse forever, right? There's no day that a nurse will never be marketable. Therefore, if you go into those marketable careers or pathways, therefore you know that all your life, or for a long time, you're going to be in the job market, and you're not going to struggle to get jobs. You're not going to struggle in tarmac or looking for work like anyone who did just any course. However, I know and I understand that not everyone can follow whatever is trending, just because we want to do what we are passionate about, and that is very good. It's good to follow your passion, do what you love, but at the same time, just try and, of course, if IT is not your thing, IT is not my thing, therefore I can't do IT, but there must be something. Do a proper research. Go to school when you can. When you're young, I have learned, go to school when you can. Ask me why. Right now, I'm a mother of 2 children. You tell me to go back to school. Well, I'm in school, but let me tell you, I go to school today, and tomorrow I feel like, no, there's too much on my plate. I'm not saying that I cannot go to school. I go to school today, and tomorrow I'm already writing a deferral letter. I'm tired. I can't do this. But it doesn't mean that I didn't. I went to school when I was young. Before I got kids, I got my degree. That's fine. But then sometimes you still want to improve yourself. And I think it is very vital, and especially when you're in these Western countries like Australia, because once you get kids, know this, your life becomes a busy life. You have to go to work. You have kids. We don't have house helps. Even if you have families, they are busy with their lives. They are not there to help you all the time. Therefore, your life is a busy, busy life. And so if you add education or schooling on top of that, that is so much, and it is a lot. Therefore, it is good to go to school when you're young. Utilize your time properly. Those people who are coming to Australia young, please just concentrate with what you can at the moment before you go getting kids. There's not proper time to get kids, but I would think get your education when you're still young before you go getting kids. Kids are a lot of work. They are very beautiful, but you my guy, you get busy. You just get busy. Your life gets busy. But if you plan your life properly, if you do things at the right time, and everything will just fall into place. The other thing is you must be disciplined. Be disciplined in everything. In this country, since I've been in this country, I have learned that discipline. See, discipline is. We used to when we were young, we used to know discipline as being timely, keeping time, and it's the same thing in this country. It's the same thing. Just be disciplined, keep your time, be very honest. Honesty at work, honesty everywhere, because the law will just catch up with you. When you're driving, be disciplined. Don't drink and drive, because that one will end up you get in bad books with the government. So you do not want to get into the wrong books of the government in this country. Remember, this is not your country. And anyway, even if you're a citizen, once you're caught doing things like drinking and driving, that one already you're wasting your time. Because let's say, for example, you're caught drinking and driving, they take your license for 3 months, take it away from you for 3 months, therefore you cannot drive for 3 months. You have kids, for example, you have kids that need to be dropped to school, so you have the driver's license is gone, then that means you cannot drop them. You put pressure on your partner or your husband, your spouse. Your life becomes miserable. You cannot drive to work because you don't have the license, because you're not allowed to drive while you don't have the license. Even if you have to use the taxi, it is not economical to use a taxi going to work. It is not. It is very economical to have your car. Even if you have to use the public means, it is not economical, because you'll use a lot of time on the roads while you use the public transport, unless you live very close to your work, unless you live very close to the school where maybe you can walk your kids to school. But then generally, being disciplined, staying on the right books, just being honest, being polite with people, don't cause trouble. You don't have to react to everything. Just be modest. Talk to people nicely. People here talk people will talk to you very nicely, and therefore it is expected that you also give the same. Just talk to people nicely, be nice, and that one helps a lot. I'm not saying that I've been the best, but to be honest, being disciplined, I think that one has helped me. I think I have at least been disciplined. So that's one of the things that I would tell people coming in Australia. Be disciplined. Just be disciplined. That's all. Discipline takes you a long way. My grandfather used to tell us he's a big person who he's big on discipline. My grandfather, he's very disciplined. He keeps time. He just loves when you're disciplined in everything, being honest. And he really impacted us as his grandchildren. He's always told us to be disciplined, and we've carried that from back in our country to here, and we see the results. Being disciplined just takes you long, and people want to associate with you because you're disciplined. No one wants to be associated with someone who is very arrogant. You wouldn't want any arrogant person near you, or even near your children. You don't. Therefore, that's another point that has helped me. The other thing is be grateful at where you are. Gratitude allows us to get more. Do not envy other people. Set achievable goals for yourself. Yeah, just being grateful. Gratitude is one thing that it even attracts God. If you're a believer in God, God loves when we are grateful. He doesn't want us to always ask. No, even grateful. The Bible says, be grateful. Gratitude. Thankful. Thank God for where you are. And then when you're thankful, it even brings more blessings to you. Yeah, so as I've just said earlier, don't envy other people. Don't think, just be happy at where you are, what you have. Be happy. God will bring more steps or more blessings towards you when you're more grateful. We don't, even for being healthy, we forget that the greatest gift that we have every morning is a gift of even breathing. Our nostrils, our lungs, being able to remove oxygen and put in oxygen and carbon dioxide outside. We forget that. Being healthy, I woke up today healthy. That means I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond measure. All the other things are surplus. All the other things, they are addition. So let's be grateful. Let's be thankful to God for every step of the way. Every minute of our lives is precious, and God expects us to be grateful for that. So yeah, that's another point I have learned. The other thing is take care of your health. This one is something that is very important. Oh my God. Taking care of your health. And taking care of your health is very broad. Taking care of your health could include eating, exercising, going out for therapy, going out for walks. There's so much that you can do to take good care of yourself. Avoid junk food. Just avoid junk food. Let me tell you, in this nation, junk food is very cheap. Can you imagine? Junk food is cheap than proper food. And most people find it easier to eat junk food than cook, and which is it is okay because it is very cheap and you don't have to use a lot of time. But then if you want to take care of your health, I would rather you just cook. Spare maybe a few hours of your week and cook. Bulk cook and put your food in the freezer. If you don't have kids, maybe. For those of us who have kids, we don't have an option. We have to cook all the time. But then I know there are people who also give their kids junk food. And these can really impact their health. You find that very young kids are obese. And the moment your kids start getting obese, you don't want to start putting your kids at the risk of heart issues, because once you get the obesity, trust you me, you're calling heart failure. your cholesterol level issues, you're calling high blood pressure, you're asking for high blood glucose to be your friend. It comes, and it doesn't mean that, I don't mean to say that everyone who has high blood pressure or diabetes have obesity. Don't get me wrong, but the moment you get obesity, which can be prevented, then therefore you're at risk of getting all the other things that I've mentioned. But it is something that we can take care. We can go for walks, get busy. Don't just sit down and watch and on the couch and watch TV the whole day. No, that's not the right way. Drink a lot of water, take care of your skin. I have learned now these days to take care of my skin. Take care of, dress nicely, dress modestly, just the way you feel comfortable. No one should tell you how modest dressing should be. No one should tell you how comfortable dressing should be. Dress however you feel comfortable. And yeah, that one goes a long way in making sure that you have a prolonged life. And that's my views. Don't get me wrong. All right, the other thing is make meaningful relationships, social networks like family, friends, go to church, attend social gatherings in your community, support people, e.g. going for, let's say for example, people have lost their family members. Go support those people. Create meaningful social gatherings and social networks like family. Put family close. In this country, you need family, because we do not bring all our families here. No, my grandmother is not here. I would love my grandmother to be here. She's not here. So the ones I have here, I try to put them close to me, because those are the ones that will help me in time of troubles. Those are the ones that will make me smile here, because my parents are a million miles away from here, or couple of thousands miles away from here. Therefore, those people that I have here that are family and friends become family. Be very intentional in making intentional friends. Especially, and sometimes we even make friendships for our kids, because we want our kids to know that it is good to be social. We are social beings. No man is an island, and therefore we have learned it is important. Sometimes I think I'm social, and I don't know. I'm not so good in making friends, but the few friends I have, I try to be good to them. I'm not so big on communication, but I try to be good to my friends and maybe reach out to them once in a while, and maybe make sure that we go out for gatherings and outings for myself and for my kids, for my family and for my kids, right? Therefore, it is very, very important to have meaningful relationships here. Go to church. I go to a Kenyan church here in Australia, in Adelaide, and let me tell you, that one means a lot to me and my family. We love it, and we go there. We get fed the word of God. We create friends there. We go and support each other. People support you. People hold your hand when you're down. You have someone to hold your hand. So that is what I have learned. Once you go to these Western countries, be very intentional with social networks. And then the other thing is create boundaries. This is my last point. Create boundaries with people. As much as we are talking about creating friendships, it is important to create meaningful boundaries as well. Because look, we are human beings. We cross paths and we might scratch one another, but it is very important that you make sure that you know, this is where I can go as a friend, this is how much I can tolerate, maybe whatever. We are human beings. So just make sure that you have your boundaries set. Make them, let your friends know what are your boundaries, and so your friends will know not to cross them. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and I hope it has been meaningful to you. Let me know what you think on the comment section. Add your points, please, as well, and comment on this on the comment section. Like this video, subscribe if you have not, please, guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.